Welcome, everyone, to Moment for Mission. This is Fred Foy Strang, and I'm really glad you're joining me today. Is there anything that is ever completed? My mama used to repeat the old folk saying, which is a bit archaic in this age. She'd say, "Man works from sun to sun. A woman's work is never done." The idea being conveyed is that some things just continue on and on and on and on. Today on Moment for Mission, we are looking at the idea of accomplishing your mission. Well, that means it's time for a Fred Foy fact. I enjoy beach and ocean activities. I especially like to snorkel and scuba dive. I'm a certified dive master, and I've also taken a number of specialty courses with PADI, the Professional Association of Diving Instructors. Being in the amazing undersea environment is an awe-inspiring experience of which I never tire. The American humorist Mark Twain remarked, "There are basically two types of people. People who accomplish things and people who claim to have accomplished things. The first group is less crowded." When we take time to ponder, to pray, and put forth a mission for ourselves, for our organization, then we most certainly want it to be accomplished. Yet so many times we have a mind full of great ideas. We even may have developed them to the point of writing them down informally or formally. But there they sit. I certainly have a number of things like that. For instance, that dusty folder of notes for a book sitting right there, the research for a journal article, a tent-making business idea that would free me up to continue service, a couple of songs I wrote that I really should record. I bet you have some things on the shelf as well. The 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, wrote this: "You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be, do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose." Often that seems to be the challenge for me, singleness of purpose. Now, I get the big things right. My devotion to my faith and my family is unswerving. But it's the accomplishing of the many particular steps along the way to achieving my mission that seems to bog down. I've always been involved with many projects and activities. My daddy used to say, "Fred Foy, you're running around like a chicken with his head cut off." Now that's not a nice image, but honestly, there are days that I do feel like that. If you're a regular listener, then you'll know that for a long time I've had a heart for the continent of Africa. A story from that continent may shed some light on the challenges of how we go about accomplishing our mission. A number of years ago, there was an African farmer who became very excited about looking for diamonds. He had heard that diamonds had been discovered nearby, and he got so enthused about the idea of making a fortune in discovering diamonds that he sold his farm and went out in search of diamonds. For years and years he wandered, constantly searching for diamonds and the wealth they were to bring him. But he never found them. Eventually, completely broke and discouraged, he threw himself in the river and he drowned. Meanwhile, the new owner of his old farm picked up an unusual-looking rock, about the size of an egg, and he put it on his mantle. A visitor stopping by viewed the rock and nearly passed out. He told the new owner of the farm that that funny-looking rock on his mantle was the biggest diamond he had ever seen. The new owner of the farm said, "Well, the whole farm is covered with them." And sure enough it was. That farm turned out to be the Kimberley Diamond Mine, the richest the world has ever known. The point of this story in relation to our topic of accomplishing our mission is that we have to be people of purpose and focus ourselves on the thing that God gives us today. If we wish to make headway toward accomplishing our mission, then we cannot be blown about and shift from place to place, project to project, activity to activity. Is there something you can hone in on today? What are the things around you today that give you inspiration or lift your spirits? Is there a way to focus a bit more on those today? Andrew Carnegie, American industrialist, steel magnate, and philanthropist, wrote this: "If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes." One of my favorite verses in the Bible comes from the Apostle Paul's letter to the church in Philippi. He writes this: "Putting all else behind, I press on toward the mark, the high calling of God in Christ Jesus." For Paul, and for countless faithful followers of Jesus, this verse serves as a reminder to keep the mission at the forefront. One reason I particularly like this text is its athletic imagery. If you look at the original language and the cultural milieu surrounding it, you'll see that it, and a companion text in the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, is filled with athletic imagery, especially in this instance, that of a runner. Paul packed volumes into this visual image. A race, a competition, the Olympic Games, the single-minded determination of an athlete straining for the finish line, the potential for distraction and detractions. When I was young, I was a big runner. I liked the long-distance races, especially the marathon, 26.2 miles. It would take me about 3 months to adequately prepare to race a marathon. I was never a contender to win, but I was pretty fast. No matter how you train, though, there is a phenomenon that almost all marathoners experience. It's referred to as the wall. That point of the race where everything is screaming for you to stop this foolishness. You might have bloodied feet or rashes, or even becoming a bit delirious, and the physical pain has reached a level where you desperately want to quit. And many runners do just that. They quit. But keeping the finish goal in mind, many runners also run through the agony, and they break down that wall to finish the marathon course. There are many challenges before us. Each of us has or will have a wall to face. Maybe in the pursuit of your mission, you feel like you're hitting the marathoner's wall just now. If that is your place today, just try to take another step. Don't think about the entire race, just the next step. Just as Paul wrote so many years ago, put all else behind and press on towards the goal. Accomplishing your mission is not going to happen overnight. It's not a sprint. It is a marathon. Sot your pace. Keep on going, and I bet you'll begin to see progress on your life journey toward accomplishing your mission. Thank you for tuning in today. This is Dr. Fred Foy Strang reminding you to keep your goal ever before you. Keep pressing on and have a great day.